Good afternoon and welcome to Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch with my beautiful co-hosts Veronique Arsenault and Judy Loge.
We're here.
Good day, ladies.
Hello,
How are
Audrey.
you?
Good. We're great.
I'm frozen.
Are you?
I think this morning was one of our coldest mornings yet thus far. Waking up, I think with the wind chill, it was minus 14.
Yeah,
Yes, it
I'm
was.
cold.
It was cold, definitely.
Nippy.
Yeah, and we have our first snowstorm pretty much underneath our belt, so there's a little bit of snow on the
Two
ground.
back-to-back.
Two back-to-back we had.
I know, snow days.
2 snow days for the kids at school. Yep. So
The
they
teachers
were
are
home.
woohoo, and the kids are like woohoo.
Yeah, and moms
the
are
parents
like,
oh
"Oh,
my
no."
god.
Well, I know
That's
for a
mothers.
fact that all of my teacher friends wore their pajamas on inside out the
For
night
sure,
before.
they're looking for a break at
Yeah.
this point in
Oh,
time.
is that
That's
the
the thing.
myth?
Yeah. So if you're really looking for a snowstorm,
Okay.
you have to wear your pajamas inside out the
Yes.
night before.
And
Oh,
my
I
kids
see.
always did
Okay.
that in high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah,
Isn't
always.
that funny?
Okay, my kids don't know about that one then.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I've just taught them something new.
Yeah. We have a great show lined up for our viewers today. Some amazing guests and some
Yes.
interesting topics that we're going to be talking
know.
about. And we're going to start off our show like we always do with the quote. Try to start off with a positive quote like we do every time. And I guess I'm up.
Mrs.
You are.
Lynch, it's you.
And I usually try to find something short and sweet.
Yes.
But it's not that short, but it's still sweet.
Okay, let's do
Okay.
it.
And I went with a poem. And with it being December now, we're in the throes of the holiday season and everything else like that. It's a little stressful if you haven't started your shopping or decorating yet.
What are you talking about? Oh my God.
No, exactly. So here's something positive that I wanted to start off with. So I will put my glasses on so we can, I'll read it correctly, God willing. So it's a little Christmas poem. It says, it's coming up to Christmas. We have been blessed with the things we need. I'd like to set a challenge for us all to do a good deed. Donate a toy to charity, some pet food to the pound, some clothing to a charity store. There's so many to be found. There are many things that we can do at this special time of year to reach out to others and just show them that we care.
Nice.
Don't think it won't make a difference whether your act is big or small. It will bring such joy to someone. There's a Santa in us all.
Love it.
Yes.
Right?
I
Where
agree.
you found that,
Well,
I love that. And
for
it was
me-
short.
No, it wasn't that short.
It was sweet
It was
too.
sweet.
It was sweet. Well, the reason that I tend to read quotes and I really, really try to get ones that touch me
Yeah, of
and
course.
feel like that
Yeah.
it's something that I want to say and share. And this Christmas is actually my first Christmas where I have my 4 children home.
Yes.
That'll be home. But I
Nice.
don't have anyone that believes in Santa this year.
And
So,
how could they not?
I know.
I mean, when Santa is real, how
love
could
Santa.
anybody
No.
not believe in him?
Christmas
my favorite.
spirit. So when they asked, and my youngest one is saying, okay, so are you actually going to put presents under the tree that say they're from Santa? And I'm like,
I
yes.
still get presents from Santa.
I do too, and
Right.
I even help Santa with mine.
I leave my list every
pre-order
year.
mine.
I leave my list every year. I still get Santa presents. I
Yeah.
actually love Santa
I
presents.
pre-ordered them online for Santa. And
Well,
sent
for
them.
me now, that the biggest thing for me now, I think, is to teach them that the Christmas spirit part is real, no matter what, whether you believe in Santa or not, as long as you believe in the gift of giving and sharing your time, and whatever shape or form that is, that can still be done, and the Christmas spirit can live through the holidays, despite the Santa part of things.
But there
right?
is really a Santa.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
So I wanted to share a little story. Was last night, I'm trying to think, last night that it happened. The doorbell rang after supper. Things had quieted down. The kids had gone off to the room. I know that might sound strange.
It was
to you. Does your
Santa.
doorbell
No.
ring all the
Was
time?
it
No,
Santa?
I'll be honest. Actually,
No.
it's really odd now
To hear your
to
doorbell
have
ring.
the doorbell
I'll
ring.
go poke it
Yeah, I
tonight.
know. Well,
It is.
except for your place, but
So I'm like, oh wow, that's the doorbell. How odd. So I go to the back patio because everyone tends to go to the side door, which we don't use. We just use the back patio to come in the house. So I'm like, hey, and an older gentleman comes around the corner carrying homemade wreaths.
Did he have a beard?
nice.
Right?
A red suit?
No, he didn't. No.
Yes, he did.
So he comes around the corner and he says he's selling wreaths. And I was like, how much? And of course, we're standing in the dark at this point. And I'm like, well, I said, I'll take the red one. It had a big red bows on it and one sparkly one with
Nice.
bells and everything. And I said, I'll take the red one. And I come in the house, and all of a sudden, my house that was quiet and not a child to be found, everybody's in the kitchen by the patio door to find out who's come to the
A
door.
rare thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, hi guys,
Nobody ever comes to the door.
So
My doorbell
I
never
get my
stops.
money out and I give them some money and off they go. And this is like a real wreath. It's real boughs. It smells like a
Beautiful.
Christmas tree. And my kids are like, who was that? And what was he doing? And why did you buy that? And like, to me, it's a teachable moment right then and there.
For sure.
That how important it is. I said, this man is going around, it's 8 o'clock at night,
yes.
you know, trying to make a living and making a few dollars so that he can have a Christmas and buy maybe a Christmas gift for his grandchild or put dinner on the table. And I
Hard
was
to
like,
make 2 wreaths are time consuming.
I've done it.
Yes,
I've done it
my
one
friend
year.
has 2. Challenging.
It is. It's really hard. And I was just, and my kids, I couldn't get over how excited they were to let's get a nail. Let's put this wreath up. We couldn't wait to put it up on the outside of the house. And
More
you
than
know,
gifts, it has to be brought to
Yeah.
attention more so. I find it's just every year worse and worse and worse. People
Yeah.
are shopping. They don't know what they're shopping for.
No. Yeah.
They know they have to
No.
get gifts. They don't know why and what they're celebrating.
Yeah.
It's
No.
sad.
It
I
is.
agree.
It is. It really is. So I was thrilled that I was able to have that little teachable moment with my kids and show
Great.
them that, you know, to support local, right? Support
I have been
local and
supporting
buy at
local. I
home.
keep
And
I just
saying
can't
that.
believe somebody rang your doorbell.
I know. No, exactly. That's just it. So everybody who's out there, get out to your craft sales. Get out to all the little local businesses. If you're not done your Christmas shopping yet, shop local if you can, and you know, keep them able to put food on their table
Yes.
for their families and have a Christmas for you know.
Well, people don't realize when you use a local business, and it can be just even like local to New Brunswick. So
Yes.
you know, we're owned
Yes,
and
yes.
operated by
Mhm.
somebody in New Brunswick,
Yep.
or specifically
Canada's
that lives
nice
here.
too.
Yeah, well, but specifically that lives here.
Yeah.
It literally keeps the doors open.
For sure.
Literally. Like
It
it's you know
does.
it helps you know that business owner you know pay the light bill,
Yeah.
pay the water bill, pay
So true.
another employee.
Make or break them.
Yeah, like it
No.
literally keeps the doors open. And
Yeah.
I don't think that
Yeah.
people realize how impactful it is to physically walk through the door and buy something from a local merchant.
And they
that-
light up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I've been in lately to a store where there was not one other soul around. I won't say which one because that happens
Okay.
a lot. And she said, "Oh, you're my first customer all day." It was noon.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what I did? I
Wow.
went home and phoned people and said, "You should see what this person
Yes,
carries in their
yes,
store.
yeah.
Spread the word.
Yep.
Word of mouth is the best way
Yep.
to advertise."
Use your cell phones, take pictures of the
Yes.
great deals and the great gifts that you
Yeah.
see around, and
And
share it
pass
on
it
Facebook
on.
and let people know what's out there because some people really don't know.
And as Vera said, shop local. I've been doing, I would say, as I told you before,
Yeah.
everything pretty much local.
Yeah.
And they're
And
so
I know-
happy I am.
Yeah, and I know traffic can be crazy and the lines can be crazy,
It's no worse
but
than
go
anything
out with the thought that, you know, patience, it's that time of year, and a smile while standing in line could make someone feel so much better just about their day.
But it's worse in bigger cities, so we
Oh,
should
yeah,
knock it
for
because we're in
sure.
a smaller one.
And actually, just to add on to that too, Audrey, is that you know, the people that are behind the counters, be kind.
I know.
Be
Yeah.
kind.
They're
It's
stressed.
a tough time of year.
Yeah.
People are cranky and short tempered
Oh,
and
wow,
tired
yes.
and they're stressed.
I know.
And the people behind the counters are dealing with that all day long.
As in
Yeah.
airports,
Like,
as
yeah,
in travel.
You know, like just be kind to those people. They're working long shifts. They're on their
Stressed.
feet. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's just it. They're working those long hours to be
They're
able to put
exhausted.
food on
Same
their
thing,
table.
same thing,
And
yeah.
have the gifts to buy at Christmas
Well, I
time.
have to tell this quick story. I
Okay.
promise it'll be quick. So
Okay.
I was living actually in Ottawa at the time, and I was working in a retail environment. I was the department manager for the fragrance and cosmetic department in Ottawa. And so Christmas Eve morning, I've got the, you know, antlers on. It's 8 o'clock in the morning because we opened up at 6 on Christmas Eve. And so I've got the antlers on and I got little bells going and we got the music going. And this gentleman came in and he was as hateful could be at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it was a little old fella. And I was like, and I finally said to him, like after, you know, about 10 minutes of him like really just giving me the gears and being awful, I finally said to him and I said, you know what, it's Christmas Eve and it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm just entirely too cute for you to be this mean to me.
Oh,
And he goes, you're right.
Oh, did he?
And he goes, I'm sorry. I said, it's okay. I said, let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me take the stress off you. But I said, I've got antlers on. So really, there's no way for you to
Yeah.
be angry with me anymore. He goes, you're right.
right.
So then, you know, we got everything.
Broke
Yeah.
the
Yeah. But
attention.
he was just having such a hard time, you know, and trying to figure out what he was going to do. And
No.
so, but, you know, it's that to remember that those
Oh,
people,
yes.
those people have long days.
Yes.
They do, with
They
a lot
do.
of irate customers.
Oh, terrible.
We've
Yes,
experienced
exactly.
seeing it.
That's just it. So be kind.
Be kind to whoever. Everybody.
Yes,
Everybody.
exactly.
Yep.
There was a lot going on this past week here in Miramichi. Again, I think one of the main reasons people tune into us, especially for our quick chat portion, to find out what we did over the past
What
week.
did we miss?
Where were we? Where were we? What did we do? And if you haven't been on Facebook Live, you don't know where we're at.
That's exactly
what we're doing.
I would like to
But-
sleep.
Yeah,
Sleeping
I
would be
have
nice.
a few tips
We're gonna
on
talk
that
about sleep.
after.
Yeah. We're going
That's
to talk
just
about
it.
sleep.
Well, there was a couple of things. I checked out the dinner theater at the
Yes,
Rod.
yeah.
I went to opening night, packed,
Yeah.
house, full house. Christmas in New York
I
was
heard it
the
was
theme.
fantastic.
It was. It was really good. I took the girls from the salon, and some of them were newbies to the dinner theater, so I got two
great
shows
time.
in one.
Good food, drink,
It was.
merry
It was
time.
fantastic and
Yeah.
an amazing talent.
Great, always
Amazing
is.
talent. Yeah, it was excellent. And you
Super.
checked out the
Well, the parade, the 31st annual Parade of Lights was Friday night.
Very
So
first.
yes, Paul McGraw and I were the MCs.
Yes.
And it was a lot of fun. It was one of the largest that they'd had in quite some time.
Awesome.
And on the front street, as I call it from my childhood, on the front street, All Decked Out had an open house, and the Multicultural Association, of course,
Very
that I'm a part of, had an open house. So we had over 80 people come through our open house.
Perfect.
Oh,
With
wow.
refreshments, Vera,
Yeah,
or
we had sweets, and we had
Lovely.
cider, and we had hot chocolate.
Nice,
Same with All
nice.
Decked Out. It was
And
fantastic.
beautiful evening it was.
It was a
was
lovely
nice.
evening, and we
It really was.
like the Parade of Lights, the floats, the work that went
Were
into
they?
the floats
No.
was absolutely incredible, and it went on forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And then Santa the big guy at the
Yeah.
end, and it was a horse-drawn wagon with Santa's sleigh in it, because of course there wasn't
Really?
enough snow for
Okay.
Santa's
No.
sleigh,
No?
but it was beautiful.
Yes, and well
Oh, yeah.
attended.
Yeah.
I couldn't be there
Yes.
because I had an intimate evening with my husband.
Wonderful.
I mean, decorating. no,
I'm like, hold her,
no,
that's the
listen,
other
listen.
show. That's
no,
the other
no,
show.
No, I mean, as in dinner and quiet time and getting the tree done.
La la la
no,
la.
no, you guys misinterpret.
My aunt and uncle here.
I think her pajamas
misunderstand.
were
Okay.
on backwards for a
Okay,
reason.
so listen, the word's not intimate, it was cozy.
Okay.
And just getting things done we needed to do at the house.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
tree up, the lights on,
Yeah.
like talking about what we need to do for the kids, ordering things online, blah, 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 blah. We just had to have that night together.
for you.
So
Yeah,
we
exactly.
got a lot
You got it
done.
done.
Yes.
So,
Did you? Yes.
yes, we got a lot done. But anyway, we accomplished a lot.
Good.
I'm
That's
red
good.
now.
Yes, so
As red as the bow.
The hockey game,
Yeah,
Montreal
goodness.
Canadian alumni.
Proud.
How did that go? I seen lots of
I
pictures.
loved it. I loved it. I got Guy Lafleur. Of course, I grew up,
With him.
watch. Yes, I'm sure. I've aged well. Yeah. So I mean, they put on a great show. They they really could have obliterated our hockey team, but they were
Yeah.
pretty kind.
Were they?
And then at the end of the second period, between the second and third period, they had the little kids on.
My little
right.
neighbor was
Yes,
there.
and they did such a great job with
cute.
them. There was even a little hockey fight. It was the cutest thing I've
No.
ever seen.
Oh,
Yeah, it was one of the Montreal Canadiens, and then
okay.
and one of the little guys,
Yeah.
and the little guy pulled his jersey, turtled him. They were down on the ice, and then the little guy jumped
you're
on the
kidding.
on the player, and then at the end he goes, whoop!
And the parents would be proud.
Yes,
That's my
it
boy in
was
that
it
fight.
was awesome. It was they really
that's
did well
good.
with the kids.
I
like-
hope that was an amazing fundraiser. That looked like there was a
Yeah,
really big turnout.
there was a really good crowd. Of course,
Good.
we could have had more people, but they
As
did, they
always.
did the 50-50, and the volunteers that were there were fantastic, and
Yes.
all in support of Mount St.
Mount
Joseph.
St. Joseph Nursing Home.
it was
Great
amazing. Yeah.
Great to see that
And
happen.
and the Montreal alumni, Montreal Canadian alumni, they couldn't have been kinder. Like they had a
Right.
meet and greet before,
Nice people.
and they took pictures with everybody, and they signed autographs, and they were fantastic.
Gentlemen all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
For their
got
stardom, for their success,
Oh,
and
yeah.
for who they really are, and
Right.
what they've given to the hockey history.
Yeah.
It's great of them to come to a small city
Oh,
like
yeah.
ours and support us
Yeah.
in that big way.
for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, and I got some
exactly.
great pictures, as did a lot of people.
Great.
Yeah,
they
from
did.
the ice and everything. So
Yeah.
it was really exciting.
There you
That's
go.
fantastic. I think that's great for
Me
little
too.
Miramichi.
Me too.
It's just
All
fabulous.
the big guys.
Oh yeah.
Now you were at a book signing. I think you were along
Yeah,
there as well. I
book
didn't
launch,
make
actually.
it over.
Yes, Veronique
There
was so
was.
busy and she
So
came.
tell us.
Well, there's a
was it?
local lady,
Okay.
Elizabeth Lorden,
Okay.
and she grew up here with all of her sisters and brothers. I think 9 of them all together. The Lorden family is well known in the community, and she is now living in Ottawa. She is a retired nurse and etc. She has different degrees. She has written a beautiful book that she launched here. They are available throughout bookstores and on Amazon as well. But she did a book launch at our Miramichi Golf and Country Club, as to which I was the guest speaker last Sunday.
Right.
And it's entitled Smart Aging for Women. and I spoke about it on the show. It's a guide to living a healthier, longer, and happier life. It's phenomenal. It's everything from taking your vitamins to exercising to sleep. I don't know what that is, but we're going to touch on that. Everything in here, from the change in your lifestyle as a woman to the actual change of life.
Right.
So young women to older women, how to age well into your years.
Right.
So just to really go with a couple of minutes here, I'm going to flip to page 182. She just says that sleep deprivation results in constant fatigue, moodiness, inability to cope with stress, weight gain, hypertension, obesity, depression, and increased inflammation, and put you at an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease and other illnesses. So, but this is a key thing. As Gordon Livingston writes in his book, And Never Stop Dancing, he says no one has ever died from insomnia. Thank God.
Thank God.
And that's not in the book,
there you
thank
go.
God, but for us. He states that most people can function well on less than 8 hours of sleep per night, and that the body can be trusted to make up sleep deficits before we collapse from fatigue. So we can't read them all, but there are several. There are actually more than a dozen here.
I can see, not to make light of it, but I can see someone being extremely violent and maybe causing someone to die from lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of thing.
But Elizabeth says, and he says, that you should go to bed and wake up at the same time each day and use an alarm so you do not sleep in. Go to bed at a decent hour. He says between 10 and 11 to be optimal. Is optimal, rather. Keep your bedroom dark, clean, and tidy, and change your sheets at least twice a week. I like that because I do, and the thing is, I do it at least once a week. And the fact is, when you get into nice, clean linens and they're crisp, it
Fresh
just
off the line.
induces a better sleeping tone and environment. What else? Make sure you are sleeping on a good quality mattress, of course. Get lots of exercise, it says. Now, a lot of us don't. Limit your coffee, cola, drinks, and chocolate consumption. Do not eat a large evening meal, and do not eat late in the evening. Stop eating 3 hours before bedtime. Avoid drinking fluids after dinner, because if you stop drinking 2 hours before bedtime, that's when you should. Consume all your water during the day, because in other words, if you're drinking all day, you're up all night.
You're going to be up all night.
So none of those I do.
And a warm bath to relax yourself 1 hour before bedtime.
None of that I do.
Okay, there's
so
all
now I know.
kinds more.
So now you know, exactly. So
pick
it's a
up
very
this
interesting.
book.
Pick it up. It would be an excellent Christmas gift.
It is.
Yes, Elizabeth
right?
Wrigley. I loved listening to her speak. She was fantastic.
She was.
Yeah,
It was
very,
really good.
very great.
And Judy was equally amazing. So it was quite the afternoon, actually.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We have more great show coming up for our viewers. We have Dr. Paula Keating is going to be joining us, and a young Miss Laura, I'm looking for my writing, Dickinson is going to be joining us as well. They are part of Miramichi River Runners, so they're going to be coming on next to tell us all about what they've been up to and all about their group. So that's going to be very interesting. You're not going to want to miss that. And later on in the show, we have Billy Mullen, who's going to be joining us as well. Welcome back to more Have a Chat. We've been having a great show thus far. We had a quick chat portion. You'll be able to check us out on Facebook or on our YouTube channel that you'll be able to check us out. If you missed the first part, we talked a little bit about Christmas.
How could you miss us?
I know. If you want to know where we've been and what we've been up to and what's going on in Miramichi, this is the place to find that out.
Exactly.
For sure.
No.
We have joining us now a couple of great guests. We have Dr. Paula Keating and Miss Laura Dickinson joining us now from the Miramichi River Runners Club, right?
And we're not part of that. So.
None of us are part of that, so you're going to have to fill us in. So we'll start off with you, Dr. Paula Keating, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Tell us about myself. All right. I was born in Miramichi, grew up here, went to school here, used to play lots of sports in my youth, and then I went off to university and played field hockey at Mount Allison University, and then I went to medical school in Halifax and continued to keep active throughout. I've been active pretty much all my life, I guess, and then went out west to BC to work for a while, and then I decided to come back to my hometown to work.
Good.
And I've been in family practice here since 1993.
That's hard to believe.
So it is hard to believe.
We grew up in the same subdivision, you and I. Like, she's younger, of course, but
and then I always would run and do things to keep in shape, but never really ran competitively. And then when I turned 39, it was just before, I thought, before I turned 40, I'd like to do a half marathon. And I didn't always, so I built up and sort of trained for that.
Sort of.
And
what you thought was training for
what
it.
I thought was training for it, exactly. And I actually came second in the women in that race. And some people approached me after that race and said, you know, did you ever think about like coming and joining the Miramichi River Runners, which has been a group here that's been, I can't remember the exact number of years it's been going, but 25 or 30 to 30 years.
Wow. So it was already up and running when
they had, we actually had an awards banquet or party the other evening, and they said there's been 600 and some races put on by this group.
Wow.
To now.
Wow.
And we've never run in any of them.
No.
I never will.
Oh,
You have.
I won't.
You have.
You have.
And so I started going to some of their races. They have at least one a month, and then I realized, you know what, I have a little bit of a talent for this. So then I started to read more about it and learn more about proper training, proper nutrition, and then it just snowballed from there. And I've had a great 11 years of competitive running, and I've got to see the world and meet some amazing people.
And we are going to highlight some of those very amazing experiences and titles that you've conquered. But we'll flip to Laura just for a moment, right?
Yeah.
This
Tell
young
us about
girl.
So I started doing lots of different sports. Ever since I was in elementary school, I did swimming and basketball and soccer. And I always did like the cross-country races every fall with elementary school. And
I love watching
I remember, because you're my son's
Yeah.
age, my youngest son, so we've been at meets where I've seen him get beaten by you.
We're not going to let him watch this.
No, he came first as a little ribbon a few times, but it was certainly not the same caliber, right, as it is now with you.
Yeah, those the little ribbons. That was kind of like a motivation to me. I remember after every race, the next day we would all wear like our little ribbons to school if we won them.
First, second, third.
It was always so exciting.
40th.
Yeah.
It was a top 10, I remember.
Yeah.
If you had to come in the top 10 in order to get it.
Oh, neat. Okay. I've learned something new.
Yeah, and he did do track and he loved it too, but he didn't keep on like you did. So what kept you going, Laura?
So in grade 9, I kind of switched from doing lots of other different sports to mostly focusing on track. And now I go to Moncton about once a week to train there. So I train with the club in Moncton.
How exciting is that?
Yeah.
Boys, girls, or is it strictly female division that you're part of?
No, there's boys and girls, and it's all different. It's track and field, so there's hurdlers, there's throwers, sprinters, and I'd be in the distance running group there.
Distance running group.
So you run. Oh, you go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, do you run with your own age
Yes.
group?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, when I'm in Moncton, I do. When I'm home training, my dad does a lot of running with me.
You're quite the same age.
Yeah.
Your mom runs as well.
Yeah.
So it's a family thing.
Yeah.
So would you say Dr. Keating's been one of your mentors for sure?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Ever
That must feel
since-
good, Paula.
Yeah, well, we did. I know a couple of years ago, I think, when you were just starting to get into the more serious stuff, I did a couple of runs with you just to help practice and pace and things, and certainly, and those were lots of fun to do together. And I couldn't keep up with you now, though. In those short or middle distance races, she's way faster.
But as a family physician, we should touch on, before we touch on the things that you've gone on to achieve, the wellness component of being a runner. The health and wellness aspect, eating right, sleeping right, the everyday maintenance to keep your body in shape.
So it just gives you a real perspective on good health, and I feel that it's helped me personally to deal with stress, to deal with trauma, various things that life throws at you.
Sure.
So it definitely has helped me in that way, and I feel like I can be a good role model for my patients.
Well, you are a good
because
role
when
model,
I promote exercise and healthy eating and talk about it to my patients in my office, I feel like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. She actually does this. It's not like telling someone to do something
And they're not doing it
and you're not doing it yourself.
Yes,
Like you lead by example.
You're
So I feel
right.
like that really can resonate with people. And
But-
oftentimes people say, "Oh, I don't have time for that.
all the
I don't
time
have
people
time."
say
And
that.
I feel like,
Yeah.
okay, so let me tell you about how I
This
fit
is
it
how
into
I
my
squeeze
day.
in. Yeah.
You know,
true.
and yeah. So it
Is
just
heart
gives.
disease still the number one of women's disease that's the killer?
Yeah, so women always worry about breast cancer.
Yeah, I know.
But heart disease
Is
is
still
the number one.
Number one. So
Yes.
how low for reducing the
Yes.
risk of heart issues
Yep.
with the
Yeah.
running?
What about the part about the actual running itself and how it physically impacts the body, and how do you keep yourself from injuries in that sense,
so
and overdoing it, or
So you have to learn.
there is a
Everybody's
right way.
different, and there is a
Okay.
balance, and you have to figure that out for yourself. And I've had my share of injuries over the years,
Right.
because trying to get faster and a little bit better, and
Pushing
you're
yourself.
pushing
that little
yourself
bit.
to reach your own limits.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Do you
sometimes,
still do that? Like, I mean, you've run some of the biggest marathons in the world,
Yes, I
right?
have,
Yes.
yeah.
And so, do you still like? I can get better than this. I can be better next year.
yeah, I've kind of reached a point now in the last year or two that I'm like, you know what,
After
I'm not
11
going to
years.
get any personal bests anymore.
Or I'm
Just
okay where I'm at.
And I'm okay where I'm at, but I entered a new age group this year. So some of these bigger races, you go by age group. So there's 40 to 45, 45, and I turned 50 this summer.
Wow.
So now I'm competing against 50-year-olds, and that's where you have to look. I can't compete against 17 and
exactly.
18-year-olds.
Right.
In certain, maybe in the marathon,
You're right at the top with your 50-year-olds.
but yeah, so you have to reframe things, and I have to do a lot more other things. Then I still run 4 or 5 days a week, but I also in the summer swim, and I cross train.
other
I do some
things.
weight training now, which is very important for aging women to maintain
Yes.
some muscle mass and strength. And I do some core exercises.
Skiing.
And in the winter, I'm hoping for a snowstorm soon, because I love to cross country ski.
Stop.
I know. But and actually, though, that's what I see most often with our seniors is they're actually out cross country skiing.
Yes, and cross country skiing is much lower impact. And the other thing about it is that you get outside in the winter.
Fresh air.
And fresh air and a little bit
Makes
of
a world
sunshine
of
is
difference.
so valuable for your mental health through the
It
winter.
is.
And to help you sleep.
Truly
Yep.
is.
So, Laura, for you, what are some of your goals? Like, what do you want to achieve with your running?
Well, my main goal for this year is to try to make the Canada Games team and do well there.
Wow.
So yeah, this
Just
Canada
a
Games
little
is
goal.
summer.
Just a little one.
I'm
there.
hoping to get out of bed this week.
I could almost see you doing the Olympics someday.
Yeah, that'd be
I
exciting.
certainly can, and why not is
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah.
That's what you got to aim for, the stars.
Yeah, so next year I'm going to the University of Guelph and I'm going to do track and cross country there. So
So you'll just keep
I'm
right
gonna
up with that.
moving. Yeah.
So you just received a title not that long ago for New
Yeah.
Brunswick. Tell us about that.
So it was Youth Female Athlete of the Year for New Brunswick.
Wow.
For A&B Athletics New Brunswick. So that's track and field.
That's big.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
For the province.
No, that's quite, I'm so
Yes.
proud of you.
Exactly.
Thanks.
How are
Proud
you
of both of
finding?
you.
How are you finding juggling school and all the homework and getting ready to go off to university and still finding time to be able to be
I
an
find
athlete?
it actually works well. Like I find they complement each other because whenever I get home from school, I'm just like, my brain's tired from the day, but just getting outside and going for a run, it really helps like relax me and get me ready to do studying that night.
That's right. Clears
like
the
that.
head.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Keating talked about that stress relief, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so true. The mind just lets go and it frees up all that junk in your head from the day's work or the day's school studies.
Yeah.
And you look like, peaches and cream there. So maybe I should start running.
We should both get out there.
I think so.
Yep.
And tell us about some of your high points because you both had some big achievements in your life. Paul, you've had, Dr. Keating, many.
Yeah, so I've had a lot of success over
Let's
the last
talk
number of
about
years.
them.
And I was the female runner of the year for Run New Brunswick for 6 years straight. I got tied in my last year, and now I'm slowing down. But some of the biggest highlights that I've had, I've probably marathon running is my best event. It takes a lot out of you and a lot of time and a lot of training, but that has been my best event, and I still hold the female New Brunswick marathon record for all women since 2011.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And it's almost
So that's
2017.
And so because by training hard and lowering my times and doing well, I actually got to participate in the New York Marathon several times, and the Boston Marathon, Toronto, Chicago. I've done lots,
much
but
fun.
the biggest highlights have been in New York and Boston. I was actually invited into the elite women's group
I remember
several
that.
times. So
Yeah.
so I was
That's
able
big.
to meet and run and chat and visit with some of the top runners in the world.
And mass
amazing.
numbers.
Yes.
We have to.
In
go
those
with
ones, like, in the New York
Yeah.
Marathon's the largest in the world,
That would
and
be
there's
huge.
50,000 participants.
Oh my goodness.
So that's more than double the population of Miramichi
exactly.
in one race.
In one race.
In one race.
Really good.
That would
Yeah,
be claustrophobic to be in
And
that pack.
I
when you
always
first-
say running is such a great sport because the elite people can compete at the same time as anybody.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
it
know-
doesn't matter your speed or whatever, and there's not too many sports like that. My husband always used to say, to put it into context for people, he said, so that would, like, Paula is like having breakfast with the guy who won the New York Marathon.
There you go.
That'd be like you. And running in the same race. That'd be like you for all the hockey fans having breakfast with Sidney Crosby and then
That's
going out
right.
and playing with him.
That's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
That's
And
amazing.
do you look up to any particular athletes, Laura, like some, supreme runners out there in the big world, like as in the Olympic world? Have you watched?
Definitely Genevieve Lalonde from New Brunswick. She does steeplechase and distance running, and she's from Moncton.
And what age group would she be?
She's about,
She's 24.
yeah, she's
Okay.
24,
Yeah,
She
25.
was just in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Alright.
so she was just in the Olympics, and she actually trained in Moncton, and she also went to University of Guelph too and trained with that coach
So you're
there.
aspiring to her,
Yeah.
her goals.
Yeah.
And you have many goals set for sure. So how early would you get up to run, girls? Like how early?
I think we're on different schedules.
Yeah.
For you?
So for me, I'm up sometimes running by 5:30 or 5:45 in the morning.
Wow.
And
how
that's so I get, well, it varies. It depends what I'm training for and what the day. And I don't run every day. Like I said,
No.
probably 4 or 5 days a week. And sometimes I'm not in my office all day every day either, because sometimes I'll take Wednesday afternoons and I'll run
Okay.
then at lunchtime.
Yep.
So I don't have to be up on the outside or on the treadmill more in the winter at 5:30 in the morning.
What a fun run would be how long then? Just a fun casual run for you at the morning pace?
Yeah, 45 to 50, 60 minutes, up to an
Okay.
hour. Yeah. Not too many of my runs are shorter than 50 to 60 minutes, but different paces.
mine
Like
neither.
some are slow, and then you do some faster training. The only way you can get faster is by training faster.
That's like me going through the mall, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
And I go the fastest.
You could be an Olympic athlete for that.
I
yes.
could. And what about you?
So I like to run after school. Now it's getting harder. I have to go like as soon as I get home from school, or else it gets dark.
And it's cold.
Yeah.
So
Treadmill's good in the winter.
yeah,
So do you find
that.
that difference, between, running on the treadmill in the winter and inside, and then running outside in the summer? Like, do you find a big difference in your training that way?
I just like running outside so much better. I love getting
Pretty
outside.
much everybody prefers, but
Yeah.
sometimes it just gets downright dangerous to
Yeah.
be outside.
Oh, truly.
It's in the winter
Yeah.
or dark, in the road conditions, and
Right.
Sure.
traffic
can be bad.
can be
A hazard.
a bit of a hazard
Can be,
sometimes.
yeah. Well, what about the temperature of the air, though? Because I've tried to run a few times, and I find breathing in that colder air is a lot harder.
Yeah, it is harder, and
It
I
is,
certainly, Laura, you have asthma, or you did, I think,
little
at one
bit,
point.
yeah.
Maybe have you outgrown it?
Yeah.
but
You have to
that-
you get like adjusted to the cold air though. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Now-
do, and sometimes you can get things to cover your mouth
Oh,
or your
okay.
nose, and you
Yes.
breathe in, and
Right.
it just
Yeah.
makes you breathe in a little bit of humidified air. It makes it a little easier.
And
Oh,
your
it does.
body's dressed like,
And you
dressed
dress
warmly so that
appropriately.
you're not exposing your body to the cold.
It's one of the few sports, though, where you don't really need any equipment, right? Like, you just
can
just
just
get your
do it
shoes and you
anywhere.
go.
Yeah.
And you can walk out your door
Yeah.
and get started.
do it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you go with friends too? Do you find that you can spur on some girlfriends to go with you? Have you encouraged other people to run?
I try to. I've gotten my sister to come out with me a few times
right.
too. My cousin comes out with me also.
But it's a true passion. That's your number one hobby that you have right now.
Yeah, definitely.
You're focused and you're in love with the running sport.
Yeah.
And that's your still number one too, is running.
Yep.
Aside from weight training or what other
Yeah, I mean,
swimming.
I do all those other things. I love
Yeah.
cross-country skiing as well, but
Yes.
running is still number one.
So what's the plan to study now when you're off to university in the next September?
I'm still juggling a few options. Maybe human kinetics or nutrition. I'm
Good
really
one.
interested in.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And do you have, Dr. Keenan, do you have something that your next goal now? Like, is there something that you're training for that you want to?
So right now I'm just kind of in a little recovered. I went and actually did the Berlin Marathon in September. before,
yes.
which was a huge thrill.
Oh
That was
my
the first time I've run in Europe.
Oh wow.
That was
kidding.
amazing, 40,000 people.
Holy cow.
And so you take a little break after, and I've been doing some what I call maintenance running now, and then I'm going to go back and do the Boston Marathon. I'll be in a new age group this year.
That's good though.
That's my inspiration.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just it. Well, we want to thank
exciting.
you guys so much for joining us. Do you have a few inspiring words for someone who's watching today, someone younger who's thinking maybe this is something they want to give a try?
Yeah, just go out and try it. It's always hard the first couple times, but
It
it
is,
definitely
right?
gets easier.
Exactly.
Keeps you
So
healthy
just keep
and
at it.
happy.
Yep.
Exactly, that's just it. We have more great show coming up. We have Billy Mullen is going to be joining us next.
Full
from
show as
Miramichi
always.
Opry. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Don't forget, you can check us out on our Facebook page. You can make little comments there and let us know what you think of the show and who else you'd like to see on the show as far as guests go. And if you don't have Facebook, there is a few people out there who don't.
No.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube, and we have we have the last couple of shows aren't there yet, so we actually will have 3 uploaded very shortly after today's show. So you can check us out. Miramichi Have a Chat on YouTube, so we're international there as well. And we again want to say thank you to Dr. Paula Keating
Been a
for joining us,
pleasure.
and Miss Laura Dickinson as well. Keep up the great work. You're a
Yep.
great inspiration. And,
Certainly are.
Definitely, I'd like to think and that I could run someday, but we'll see. We'll definitely
You can.
see.
You can.
We have more
Keep it up.
shows coming up right after the break with Billy Mullen joining us from the Miramichi Opry. Don't go away. We'll be back with more. And we're back with more Have a Chat. We were just talking to Dr. Paula Keating and Miss Laura Dickinson. She was telling us all about their running club that they are part of here in Miramichi. Fantastic goals that they have both reached already.
Yes, they have.
Well, and I just wanted to say too, like how incredibly supportive the running community is.
Is
I
to each other.
as I had talked a few times on the show, I had taken up running a couple of years ago, and was just hours behind everybody else, but they still stuck around and cheered me on, and
I know,
made me
right.
feel like I was winning $1 million. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
very very supportive.
They're
because
a
it's
tight
like
club.
they said, it's a personal thing. You're not running against anybody
No.
else. You're running against yourself.
Well,
Yes.
they have
And trying
run
to
against
better.
others many
Yes,
times,
yes,
but
yes,
now
yeah.
they've increased their own best time.
Yeah,
so
they're amazing.
they've reached,
Yeah,
like Dr. King
exactly.
said, she's happy with her time now, and Laura's yet to reach hers.
I know.
Yeah, it's
They're
so fun
phenomenal
to see
women.
them grow.
2 ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Joining us now, we have Billy Mullen.
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
how are you?
We always
Hi,
love having
Jill.
Billy on.
Yes, Billy.
We do.
It's always a pleasure
Definitely
to be
do.
here with you. fine
You have the
ladies.
great wit, and you're so relaxed that you're an easy,
Well-
welcome guest anytime.
Well, give us a call.
Yeah.
All I do now is I run to the mailbox for the brown envelope, and when I haven't got that, get that, then we hit the road and we play a little music and
You're
have a lot
busy,
of fun.
busy as ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're good. We did a lot of traveling lately. Last this summer gone by, we were in every major part of New Brunswick. And did one down in Nova Scotia, and
Yes.
but we're doing great, good. We do a lot of the festivals, and like the
And there was a lot this summer
Yeah.
in Miramichi.
and we do the hospice Miramichi. Sometimes we go in there and do
The hospice?
something. Yeah.
Very nice.
But now, Billy, just before we keep going, if for anybody that doesn't know you out there,
Because we've seen you a few
I
times,
know
so
you,
we're talking.
you tell them all about you first.
How about me?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Well.
Who are you?
Well, anybody, they probably know me because I used to be in sales one time. Started work at the pulp mill up here as a mechanic and a heavy equipment operator, and then.
Oh, see, now I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. So there, you're telling us something new.
Well, I'm like a gypsy. I got to keep going. I look out the window and I see the trucks going, so I quit and went trucking on my own. And then
Really?
Oh, for goodness
the
sakes.
trucking business was good, and then when I went selling heavy equipment and trucks and done that, and we have 4 children, and one of them runs the takeout restaurant called Kate's Takeout. And
Kate's Takeout. I'm learning all kinds of new things on this show.
I know.
I
we're
didn't
like-
know any of that.
This hidden information, Billy. It was all about music before, and now we're finding
Yeah.
out more about you.
It's true.
well, the other daughter is a hairdresser, and
Uh-huh.
she's doing it right across the street here almost.
Okay.
And she does some at home, I think, also. And My other son runs the music store.
That's
We
right.
retired.
right.
We did know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Miramichi Opry.
Miramichi
I think that's
Opry
probably the
TV
only
show.
thing we all knew.
Yeah, that one we do.
And there's one more,
And
Chuck.
there's one more, and he's home, stays home with us, and helps us when we do anything at the Opry.
Great.
We're not doing a lot at the Opry. We're planning a New Year's party.
Nice.
We've already
that's good.
got tickets in advance for that, and it's just kind of like a big.
Where's
I
that
don't
going
know,
to be?
kind of right at the Opry.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
We have tickets on sale there now, so it's just $25 a couple.
Very
It's
nice. A couple.
Nice.
A couple. Nice.
Yeah, and this, if we run out something little like maybe a kitchen party, they have great fun and they all bring something to eat.
Like
Have
a
big
potluck.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have
neat.
great
What
fun.
time does that start now?
Starts about
Where's all their neat?
9 to 1.
9 to
9 to
1.
1, yeah.
Well, it's the
Yeah.
potluck that
Band.
did it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Good food.
And well, it's a real fun thing.
Sure it
real
is.
good, yeah.
And
So-
so you're playing that night. Who else is playing that night?
I got my full band is there.
Okay.
And there's probably one more guy. I'm supposed to have a special guest, so there's we have our own group. And yeah, we just played Saturday night in Plaster Rock. I want to say hi to all the people in Plaster Rock. Everywhere.
Yes.
We went across there, and then we did a show. Come back Saturday night, Sunday morning, we went up and done a show for the natives, the elders in Red Bank.
My goodness.
my
You'd
God.
have no time for the running club. Like, you would not be able to fit that in, would
I
you?
wouldn't be able to know.
I cannot this year.
I think Dr. Keating would get him out and figure out how to fit it in, though.
No. New Year's resolution.
Yeah, really?
And we're doing a Christmas show on the 6th, which is tomorrow.
Oh.
And helping, we're working with one in St. Stephen.
So you're on the road again
We
tomorrow.
go. So the only place that I haven't played, major place, was right downtown St. John, but we played Sussex and Hillsborough and Hamilton, Bathurst, Florenceville,
Remember you going to
Woodstock.
Yeah.
You never stop, do you, Billy?
I was going to
Well-
say, you probably have no problem sleeping at all at the end of the day then.
Well-
Is that right?
I sleep a lot more than the end of the day. I sleep a lot in the afternoon. When you get old, you got to have those little naps
nap.
in the afternoon.
You, I hate to bring it up, but we have to bring it up because it's such a heartfelt thing that you lost one of your dear band members, didn't you?
Oh,
And that was felt by many who loved her and watched her year after year, week after week on the Rogers station and elsewhere out in the community. So
yeah, we
it's a big
really
loss.
miss her. And she could play any instrument pretty well you wanted to play. And
Mrs. Young, right?
Yeah, Joanne.
Joanne
I
was
used to
a
call her
wonderful
Miss
girl.
Joanne.
Miss Joanne.
That was Norman Young's, used to be barber. We call him the fiddling barber. And yes, she took cancer, and
I know.
we certainly miss her because she was. You could take her, and she'd be on the rhythm guitar, and then if you needed her to play bass when Norman was doing something, she'd grab the bass,
Gifted, multi-talented.
play the keyboard, and
But we know it's a
Yeah.
huge loss for you and for
Yeah.
Norman, obviously,
Oh.
but for the community as well, who really felt entertained
Yeah.
by her week after week and loved her spirit and musical abilities.
Oh.
So our condolences on your loss with your great friend and family member of your
Mm-hmm. so,
band.
yeah, she. I'm sure Norman and the family miss her, and so I keep Norman as busy as I can.
Good.
Keep him, and
Great.
great guy. So we have a lot of fun doing this, and we hope our TV program. That's the main thing. I'm worried about the TV program. Their phone is ringing off the wall, wanting to know what's going on with the TV program.
That's
and
right.
due to staff cutbacks from them, I'm being told, and but they are going to get it straightened out. We will be taping on the 13th of December, and
It's nice.
to get, that they're just so they enjoy it. It's
Everybody
not
loves
that-
you.
Well, you
yeah,
have
it's
so
not-
many loyal viewers
Well, yes,
right? that look
it's,
forward to it.
Yeah, for the people in my age group, or whatever, and there's not much in music to watch that they would like.
It's true.
And when we go, we do the old time fiddling and all the older,
Kitty
older
Wells
music.
and
Kitty
Johnny
Wells,
Cash. all the
Merle
old-
Haggard, George Jones, that kind of thing.
Waylon.
Yeah, and Norman's such a great fiddler too.
Yes, isn't he?
I know my dad and my mom enjoyed that so much. After dinner, they'll have a cup of tea and they'll sit and they just look so forward to that program. And
Yeah.
the special guests that you bring in also from around the province, they're really intrigued by and enjoy a lot.
Oh yes, yeah, and we've had a lot of fun over it. It's over 3 years, I think, since we started the TV program.
Oh, really?
So it's
Good stuff.
we hope that we can keep it going. I'm sure Rogers will do their best. Like all companies, they they have their changes and cutbacks and that.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately, yes.
I just want my fans to know that's watching that program that we're doing our very best. Things will get ironed out better in the new year for sure.
Yeah.
And we are going to be taping again on the 13th, and looking forward to keeping it going. So don't
Good.
give up on us yet.
Exactly.
Good
You have a
words.
CD coming.
Yep, we have
Another
a new
one.
one.
Here, I'll
Now,
show
this
it.
one's different than the
You
other.
talk about it, and I'll show it.
That one there is a new. Previous to that one, I did one home in New Brunswick, but this one's home in Miramichi.
Nice.
And it mentions all the festivals like the Irish, Scottish, folk song, rock and roll, Acadian, and the local powwows. And then it mentions some famous people, Matilda Murdoch and
Oh,
her
for
great
sure.
fiddling. Our Ironman baseball team, the Malones, all the hockey Malones.
Well,
Oh yeah, of course.
And the fighting fishermen, Yvonne Durrell.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So we just compiled them all on, and our great salmon. Our great,
Now, did I see a picture? Yes, I did. A picture of the
and that
salmon.
picture in the front is a picture of the old Red Bank Bridge. It was the longest covered bridge in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
in the
Right.
world. No, not in the...
In the world.
Heartland
world?
was the longest.
Okay.
And this one was built, I think, in 1909. It burnt in 1954.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I remember as a boy watching that
is.
burning.
I've seen that.
And,
Oh, you remember?
Yeah, I remember that bridge, yeah. I'd,
I didn't know that story.
yeah.
No.
I didn't know that we
And-
had one. Actually,
No,
I
that's,
guess.
that's,
Yeah.
that's the second longest across from Red Bank City Corner. And
Yeah.
quite a story. In the song there was a little hugging and kissing and probably a little toddy and,
Great.
and
No,
but
that
it was
wouldn't
still
be the
traffic,
case.
what it tells. I have a copy of the contract, the government contract when that bridge was built in 1909. The contract cost was $4,500 to build
To
that
build
Oh
the
my
bridge.
goodness.
bridge. Yeah. And
It's
How
a little
long
different
is it?
now.
it's a little different now. So, and it used to have, there was a gentleman, they had a gentleman hired on it to light the lights in the bridge. See, there was lamps all along the bridge, and
Oh,
so it
yes.
was
Neat.
quite interesting. And there isn't many of them left,
No, no, I know.
How
But that-
long was that bridge?
Uh,
You say the second
let me
longest.
see.
What do we think?
I don't know. I should have found out that, but I know it's the second longest, and
Right.
Heartland is it's a very long bridge, very.
It looks it, eh?
Yeah.
For sure to be likely, for sure 1,000 feet or so.
It's a beautiful cover. So for this baby, when did you get together with other people to collaborate and come up with the ideas for the local theme, Miramichi songs, and a little bit about our about our heritage? Really, every song has something to do with local people and our community.
I've had many people ask me, where do you get the words and how come up with those songs? I said, I live them.
You
Most of them.
there you go.
You're just telling
Like,
the story.
How many times people like the bony shad? Everybody loves a shad, but picking the bones.
Bones
eh?
out of it.
And a little bit of poaching in it. And,
I have. I'm not.
I don't eat it because of that. I watched my father.
anyway, I have a copy for you, and
What a great
it's
Christmas
great.
gift.
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah.
nice.
Where can people buy this?
Yeah.
It's Christmas is coming.
Yes.
My
Yes.
home in
That's what I'm
Miramichi.
saying. Yeah, it's a great Christmas gift. I have you can pick it up at the Opry Music Store here
Yeah,
on
right.
Jail Street in town, or
Newcastle.
call me at 586-4403. And we also have a new gospel one that just came out too.
Really?
And we have the home in New Brunswick one, plus some classic country ones. So
You do.
I've been at
Did
it
you
quite
do
a
a
while.
Christmas one?
Yeah, we have a Christmas one.
That's right.
It's an older one, but
Yeah.
we have a Christmas one.
Still
too.
very nice. We have to talk momentarily about a song. Which one have you dedicated to the legendary Matilda Murdoch from Logieville?
No, I just mentioned her name in that with the famous people like Yvonne Durrell
Oh,
and all
I
those
see.
people.
Malone's too, or is that
Yeah.
separate? Yes.
Pardon me?
Is the Malone separate?
Yeah,
Or is,
I just mentioned the famous people, Yvonne Durrell and the Malones, the Ironman, and the list them
what
all
about
down.
us?
Well, that'll be on the next one.
I
Get a
mean,
mention?
we are having chat hostesses, and we're not on.
That'll
this.
be
Okay.
on the next one, maybe.
On the next
It better be
Yeah.
the whole album.
That'll be the whole album.
I don't know.
I think our picture should be on the cover there
Yes.
somewhere.
Oh, I don't know about that.
We can do that.
I like the one we
Definitely.
talked about, the driving and drinking. Is that dedicated towards mothers against drunk driving?
Well, it's kind of, there is the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Everybody knows it's drinking and driving is a problem, especially around Christmas time.
Huge
Right.
problem.
So I wrote that kind of like, it's kind of a ballad type of thing, and it's on there for that. And everything is something that you lived or you see, you know, and pretty much.
So do you have like, you know, do you constantly have song ideas floating around in your head?
Yes.
That was a yes.
Yeah.
As an old fellow said,
If you do right now, that means we're very boring. So you better not have them floating around in your head right now.
when we were younger, we did a lot of walking, especially in school. And I remember walking out the old road where I lived, and this older gentleman would pick me up, stop me. He said, "What are you doing today, Bill?" And I said, "Oh, just thinking." What with, Bill? You know, so that's why I can say I haven't got a lot to think with, but I'm just, my mind never stops.
That's good.
The idea is trying to do something, and
And do you always have like a pad of paper around you?
Yeah,
or
I would think you'd be jotting things
I
down.
know.
And
That's-
pieces of paper everywhere.
that, you got that on the floor and everything. We'll be doing a show, and Norman will say, and then Norman, we're all the same. We're not very well organized, and like that. We have great fun.
I
Do everything
that,
by
though,
ear.
Too. Jot
Yeah.
things down. If I have to
Yeah.
MC or be part of an engagement
Yeah.
and something random comes to my head, it could be 3 in the morning. I'll jump up and there's my little thoughts pad.
Yeah.
And I know Patty Quinn too.
Yes,
We've
he
talked
does,
about that
yeah.
one time, and he's very much, you know, as a lot of us are in the community and on air, and he'll have to speak at an engagement, and he will do the very same thing. It pops
Yeah.
into your mind middle of the night.
For sure.
Yeah, that's how a lot of songwriters, they come up with songs. It comes up to them maybe in the middle of the night or driving along. They carry a little recorder or something
Yeah.
like that and record it and that. And
Do you have a favorite, a choice amongst these? Are you most proud of one in these particular songs?
I think it's the one in my home in Miramichi. It's tells about all the famous people and the our famous, we all know the Atlantic salmon and
Famous
all
for
about that.
Well, and I
That's
think, I love that you've honored them in that, and
Yeah.
like the Ironmen are so iconic for
Oh,
Miramichi,
for
and
sure.
Matilda's so
Yeah.
iconic for Miramichi.
And the Malones were so
Yeah, well,
proud of
exactly,
those boys.
Yeah.
I
like-
grew up with Jimmy, and
Yeah.
and I knew all of them.
Yeah.
Actually, I know the young boys too. So
Yeah.
And then Bill, he played with the Packers, eh?
Wild Bill,
Yeah,
wasn't it? Wild Bill Malone.
Yeah.
They called
Yeah.
him.
Wild Bill Malone. Yeah.
Yes,
They were all, so it's quite a thing in one family. Like there's 3 of
is.
them National Hockey League
it's true.
players,
right.
and that's
Amazing, isn't it?
And the same like Yvonne Durrell climbed in off a fishing boat, you might as well say, and went and he did beat the world champion
this
and
is
didn't get
huge.
it.
Yes, he did.
You know,
A legend.
I
we
got
want-
to be real good, know Yvonne quite well, and I
you?
was selling a friend of mine. We used to get down and see him all the time. And
Nice man, they
big,
said.
big hands on him, and
Well, we want to mention again, now you have New Year's Eve tickets on sale at the Miramichi Opry that you can pick up $25
or
a
at the-
couple.
and at the
Or we can call you at home.
or the Opry Music Store.
Or the
Yeah,
Opry Music
yeah.
Store, and so that's coming up. So tickets are on sale, limited quantities, I would imagine,
Yes,
because you can
and-
only get so many people packed in there, and you're not going to want to miss it.
There's
Potluck.
reserved seating,
Okay.
and once we receive the money for the ticket, we'll reserve you a seat. And
Okay.
the first 50 downstairs, and then we have an upstairs. There's 20 more upstairs.
Okay.
What's your home phone number again, Bill?
586-4403.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get that
Perfect.
phone ringing this afternoon.
Get her ringing.
Definitely. And again, we want to mention the CD. What a great gift this would
Yeah.
be for a loved one here in Miramichi. Some great songs that all touch on our heritage here in our community.
Right,
Nice
yeah.
to give
For
away
sure.
to family that are far away
Definitely.
too, that have been living in Miramichi.
That's right. I think that's an excellent idea. Definitely.
So-
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of them, like they emphasize on the river, which is nice, but I kind of went to the people and the things that people accomplish.
Special.
And like
Lovely.
that. So,
Yeah,
Thank you
exactly.
again for
Again.
being here.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. We always enjoy having you here with us, Billy,
I
and
enjoy
letting us know
coming.
what's going on. And we will definitely keep a lookout for your show and pray that it stays on and that
That's
the
right.
community will get to enjoy it more and more.
And that you sell
And-
out. Just
Yes.
in
Yeah.
demand, in demand.
And
Exactly.
all of the people around the province that are watching it and locally, if they let
Okay.
Rogers know just how many, like
That's right.
they have no, it's unbelievable. The
They are.
seniors
Okay.
groups get
we
together.
do. We definitely do. We're out of time for today's show. We want to thank Billy again for joining us today.